Radio. Decided to do a little bit of hiking today, do some off-trail research today up here near my neighborhood, Shenandoah National Park. And as you can see, the trail's pretty busy today. So, needless to say, we know they're all on the trail. We're going to do some off-trail research just to see if we find anything of any interest. So, that is what we will do today. And so here we go, guys. For anybody that's just now tuning in, we're going to go up the trail here a little bit, and then we're going to try to go off trail a little bit, although I'm going to have to, as you can see from the undergrowth, it's pretty thick in here. So we'll have to find a nice, good area to go in. I'm sure the undergrowth there is probably nice, tick infested, I'm sure. That's okay. I got my repellent stuff on, so we'll make the best of what we can, and as long as I can keep signal. Because as I go if I go up too deep, I'll lose the signal. So just letting everybody know that ahead of time. It's a nice day out today. It's in the 80s, sunny and clear. Like I say, the Appalachian Trail's pretty busy with people today. Everybody's taking advantage of the, July 4th weekend. So anybody that's just now tuning in, I'm going to go up the trail a little bit, and then we're going to do some off-trail research. Yeah, it almost looks like we need a lawnmower back in here, doesn't it? All this undergrowth. Trey, how's it going? So all those in chat, feel free to let me know where you guys are viewing from. I'm in Virginia, the Shenandoah National Parks area. LA. All right, RGC. I actually went to Long Beach, California about a year ago for a conference. I enjoyed it. Actually landed at the Los Angeles airport and then drove over. Boy, it's getting thick in here. Undergrowth in here is crazy. Anybody that's just tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. I always find it interesting to see where we're all at. Again, I'm over in the Shenandoah National Forest area in Virginia. I saw that RGC's from LA over in California. We're out just doing a hike. Going to do a little bit of off-trail research. I'm along the part of the Appalachian Trail, and we're going to go off-trail here in just a little bit. As soon as this underbrush clears out a little bit up here near the top, we're just going to go off-trail and just see if we run across anything. Thank you, Mick. Appreciate it. I know where Mick's at. Mick's up in Canada. Good to see and hear from you, Mick. Yeah, if you're just now tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. Find it interesting to see all the different locations people are at. I'm walking the Appalachian Trail here in the Shenandoah National Park area of Virginia. As soon as we get up here near the top, I'm going to walk off trail. We will go off trail and see what interesting things we can see and find. Very rocky here. We had a lot of rain that came down this trail like a waterfall and just kind of washed away and eroded most of the soil. So that's why it's so rocky. Yeah, the humidity's a little higher here today, Mick. We'd had some decent levels, but today we're in the 80s, but it feels much hotter because of the humidity. So normally in the 80s I wouldn't be sweating. I'm sweating right now. It's amazing how a little bit of humidity can make it so much more strenuous. All right. As you can see, the closer we get to the top, the underbrush gets a little bit more lighter. Down at the bottom, it's always real thick. So it's easier to go off trail when you're up near the top. 104, dude. That sounds like Arizona. $104 is brutal. Now we're getting into some areas where the underbrush is a lot more, not as dense. So it makes it a little easier to walk off trail. I'm getting close to the marker where the trail splits off up here, so we're coming up on a good spot to go off trail and start doing a little bit of research and looking around. Matter of fact, I like the looks of this area, so here we go. Not a stick up through here. All right. Yeah, I always encourage people that if you're unfamiliar with an area, don't go off trail on your own without someone with you, especially if you're not familiar with the area. I live out here, so I'm very familiar with the woods. I have topo maps and everything at my disposal, so I can always find my way in and out. But yeah, when you're hiking a trail, I don't advise going off trail, especially when you're unfamiliar with an area. So, oh yeah, Mick, that's like whenever we go down to Florida and go down to the Florida Keys where all that water's at down there. The humidity is crazy in that area. But it gets crazy here too. We just, we have a lot of lakes and stuff here too, but probably not as much as you have there. We were up in New York this past week on kind of a little mini vacation up near the Catskills, and man, they had a lot of water, a lot of lakes, a lot of ponds, and we went up and saw had some decent sized waterfalls up there. I was able to take my 7-year-old granddaughter to go see some of the waterfalls, and I think it was the first time she'd ever seen one, so kind of amazing, We took her to see the Statue of Liberty, and she enjoyed that. But we also took her, they can be, Mick. I stayed on trail there because, one, I didn't have a map. Two, I wasn't very familiar with it. So I stayed mainly on trail, and it was hot too the day we went out and hiked. It was pretty hot, but yeah, I got some cool pictures I can share maybe later on the show or something. But we had a great time. We went up there. We went up there too to tour. There was a Bible museum up near Warwick, New York, and a place in Patterson, New York, that has a Bible village up there where, the people there living like they did back in the Bible times. It was really cool. She enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Really enjoyable. A lot of deadfall back in here. Guess I better be on the lookout for those timber rattlers too, because we got them here. And it's nice and rocky out here. So, yeah, it was fun. It was real fun, Mick. One day my wife and I are going to go back, because, having a 7-year-old with you with an attention span of a short distance, we wasn't able to really take it in, because they got you can put headphones on, and as you walk up to each exhibit, there's sort of like a documentary on the things you're looking at, and we like knowledge, so we like to take all that in. So we're going to go up there by ourselves one day and spend like 3 or 4 hours in there looking at all the exhibits. Seeing some of those old Bibles and stuff was really fascinating. And what we got here? Oh, there we go. I guess something had to go, huh? Kind of looks like deer all clumped together there. Oh. Yeah, Mick, I'm not, snakes don't bother me. I stay away from the poisonous ones. Thank goodness I can tell the difference. But, timber rattlers, you don't want to get too close to those because usually when you hear them rattling, it's too late. So, it's really rocky back up in here. A lot of deadfall. I came up here a couple of weeks ago and we had so much rain that you couldn't even step on this forest floor without your feet getting wet. I mean, it was like a couple inch layer of water just running across the surface of the ground. That's how much rain we had gotten. It was crazy. Yeah, unfortunately, Mick, I can't never find anybody that's nearby me that wants to go out, and I just like going hiking in the woods, and my wife can't do it. Her health is not the best right now, and I just got my health back in line a little bit, so that's why I enjoy it so much. I love being outdoors. It's peaceful, and it's helps you to deal with stress. There's a ladybug. Looks blurry on that video. As you can tell, I'm looking at everything, so. Yeah, that's kind of like what we got. Well, actually, while we were away in New York, my understanding is it rained here a lot while we were gone. But I think in New York, it rained all of about an hour while we were up there, so it wasn't bad there. Yeah, looks like we got a lot of turkey up here, and usually you'll find these areas that are kind of scratched out on the forest floor. They come up here and they scratch around. So it's probably turkey there. All right, you better go eat your lunch, Mick. Thanks for tuning in for a little bit. Well, one thing's for sure, this bug spray that I used, that I put on, the bugs ain't getting in my face, so it must work. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of these things growing at the house back in our woods. I got to look it up and see what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. I've always found it interesting that one of the most recent things that I've heard Dr. Jeff Meldrum say is, for every 2 bears you see, he believes there's 1 Bigfoot. So if that's the case, we've got a lot of bears up here. So hoping that my chances are a lot higher then. One thing's for sure, they got plenty of places to go here, and they can even, I've always thought that they're kind of opportunist. So just like a bear, sneak out in the middle of the night and go and get some human food out of the trash or whatever. And they got plenty to eat. I've always thought, at the size of the bears, a lot of people say, nothing that big can live in the forest. Well, bears, some bears are a pretty good size. And if they can get that size, and certainly a creature like Bigfoot can get that size. So never out of the realm of possibility, that's for sure. But again, since 2 of my sons have had a sighting, I've never, I can't claim to have had a sighting. I've seen glimpses of things, but I can't go out on a limb and say they're Bigfoot. So until I can see one nice and close up like they did, because theirs was within, they saw one from about 70 to 80 feet away. So if I could get something like that, I'd be doing good. Kind of been at it since 2004, so here we are in 2025, and it still hasn't happened for me. So oh boy, must have a yellow jacket's nest around here somewhere. A lot of yellow jackets right here. Looks like something had to go on the log here. As y'all can tell, I look pretty closely at the ground as I'm moving. Don't want to miss anything. Then I'll pause. I'll pause a little bit too and just kind of take a look around as I'm moving. Signal's starting to get a little bit weaker, so if I lose you guys, I apologize. Sometimes when you get deeper into here, signal goes and fades. So hopefully we'll stay on. Thought I saw some movement right over there. Again, if I lose you guys, I apologize. There's not much we can do about that part of technology, I guess. But I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate the 3 people who gave this video a like. Believe me, I appreciate that more than you know. Some people enjoy this. Some people don't. When you're just walking around in the woods. We certainly can't claim that we're going to have some kind of action or sighting every time we go out, because we know that would be completely unrealistic. But you never know. So there we got some more deer evidence. Yeah, one of the cool parts about going off trail like this is, the likelihoods of anyone else, human-wise, being in here, in this particular area is pretty slim. So usually your findings are pretty good. There's a squirrel back there, jumped up on the tree. Nice little open area right here. If you're just tuning in, type into the chat where you guys are listening from. We always like to know where we get our viewership from. We're just out researching the woods, off trail, just looking for anything interesting. That way, if I see something, y'all see it at the same time. So everybody knows, if you're just tuning in, we're off trail within the Shenandoah National Forest area of Virginia. Just doing a little bit of off-trail research back into the dense woods. Obviously, always best to go off trail if you're looking for certain types of evidence, and you can never trust anything you find on the trail because of all the human activity. It's like it's been a lot of water coming down through here. Water been rolling right through here. It's almost created a ravine through here. Nice and quiet back in here too. Hopefully I still have a signal. Bunch of rock outcrops right here. Again, we may lose signal, so if we lose signal, I apologize. It's one thing we haven't perfected yet, I guess, with technology. When you get in these, as they call them, backcountry areas, a lot of times the cell service ain't the greatest. So far, I still have one bar and I have some LTE, so it appears that we're still connected. I tell you, it just goes to show you when you're walking off trail, it's easy to lose your sense of direction, and something can be right up on you without you knowing it. So 40, 50 feet in that direction, I just saw some people jogging on the Appalachian Trail, so I honestly hadn't looked at my map for a few minutes, so didn't realize I was within 50 feet of the trail over there. So we're gonna move over this way a little deeper. It's kind of hard to look at my map and run the YouTube live at the same time, so let's go back in here. So yeah, guys, so far the only thing we have found is a lot of evidence of typical wildlife, deer, squirrel, all the typical things.